Annyeong Buzz. Welcome back to the channel, where we dive into the latest K-pop buzz, hot takes, and sometimes my own random opinions that I just can't keep to myself. And today, we're talking about something huge, something that has Midzy hearts racing all around the world. Yes, it's about our leader, our charismatic queen, Yeji from ITZY, who is finally stepping into the spotlight with her first ever solo album titled Air, dropping on March 10th, 2025. Now, before we jump into the whole solo album talk, let's take a moment to appreciate just how far Yeji has come. She's one of those idols that when you look at her career, you realize she didn't just land in ITZY out of nowhere. This girl worked her way up, step by step, proving herself again and again until she became the Yeji we know today. Let's rewind a little. Did you guys know Yeji actually had a cameo in a drama way back in 2015? It was TVN's 20 Again. Like, imagine being in a K-drama before even debuting. Then in 2017, she popped up on the survival show Stray Kids. And let's be real, the fact that she was there makes total sense, because she's always had this natural leader vibe. Even if you didn't know she was going to debut in ITZY, you could just feel that aura, right? And then came 2018, The Fan. This was the moment where she earned the title JYP's Secret Weapon from none other than Junho from 2PM. Now, if a senior like Junho calls you JYP's Secret Weapon, that's not something to take lightly. That's basically a stamp of approval from a K-pop veteran. Even though she got eliminated in the 5th episode, people still remembered her. Honestly, sometimes it's not about winning the show, but about leaving a lasting impression, and Yeji did exactly that. By 2019, boom, ITZY was born. She debuted as the leader, main dancer, lead vocalist, and sub-rapper. And that's when the world saw her powerful presence, those sharp dance moves, and of course, her iconic cat-like visuals. I mean, let's be real, Yeji looks like she could stare into your soul and convince you to join ITZY's fandom on the spot. And honestly, a lot of us probably did. But here's the thing that really makes Yeji special to me, and I think you guys will agree. She's not just talent and visuals, she's resilient. Did you guys hear about her childhood story? When she was about 8 years old, she got seriously sick. And I'm talking about something way beyond the normal flu. She had 3 deadly illnesses all at once: pneumonia, osteomyelitis, and sepsis. On top of that, she was already struggling with atopy, which made things even worse. She was in the hospital for almost a whole year, at that age. That's not something a kid should ever have to go through. But Yeji, she fought through it, and look where she is now. That kind of strength, mental, emotional, and physical, definitely shaped her into the leader we see today. And personally, whenever I see her perform with that fierce energy, I always think back to her story. Like, this isn't just an idol giving us choreography and vocals. This is someone who literally fought for her life, and now she's fighting to give us the best performances possible. And now, after all these years of being ITZY's leader, being the one who always holds the team together, Yeji is finally stepping into her own spotlight with her solo debut. The album is called Air, and I don't know about you, but that title feels so symbolic. To me, air is something essential, something you can't live without. And Yeji has kind of become that for ITZY and for many Midzys. She's like the steady breath that keeps the group going. So calling her album Air just feels perfect. But okay, let's pause here and get real. Whenever an idol from a big group announces a solo album, the fandom gets nervous. You guys know what I'm talking about. The whole, does this mean the group is slowing down? Is this the start of Solo Path's panic? But honestly, in Yeji's case, I think this solo debut is less about separation and more about expansion. ITZY has always been about confidence and individuality, and now we get to see Yeji's individuality in full bloom. I actually think this is going to make her an even stronger leader for ITZY moving forward. And let's not forget, Yeji isn't just a dancer or a singer. She's an all-rounder. She raps, she sings, she dances, she even speaks Thai. Like, who does that? I'm really curious to see how much of her multi-talented side she's going to show us in Air. Will it lean more into vocals? Will it highlight her rap skills? Will we get a heavy dance-focused track? Or maybe a mix of everything? Personally, I'm hoping for at least one track where Yeji just goes full rap mode. Because let's be honest, When Yeji raps, it hits differently. Alright, I want to throw this question to you guys. What do you think Air will sound like? Do you imagine it as a soft, emotional ballad vibe, like something airy and delicate? Or do you think it's going to be the complete opposite, like a powerful, intense track that shows her fierceness? Drop your guesses in the comments, because I'm dying to know where you guys stand on this. Now, another thing I find so interesting about Yeji is how fans often say she resembles Stray Kids' Hyunjin and GIDLE's Yuki. And honestly, I see it. It's like she has this unique combination of sharp charisma and soft charm. But what makes her stand out even more is that she doesn't just rely on looks. She's got that stage presence that makes you glued to her every move. Like you could be watching an ITZY performance and your eyes will keep drifting back to Yeji without even realizing it. That's star power right there. And speaking of presence, can we talk about her duality for a second? Off stage, Yeji is this dorky, sweet person who loves snacks and chocolate. Super relatable, right? But then, the moment she steps on stage, it's like a switch flips. She becomes this fierce, commanding leader. That kind of duality is what keeps fans hooked. And now, with her solo, I think we're about to see a whole new layer of Yeji that we haven't fully experienced before. Also, can we just give a quick shout out to the fact that Yeji and Ryujin both got their driver's licenses for the Not Shy comeback? Like, that's dedication. Most people just take their license test because they need it, but these two literally did it for their art. And now, imagine Yeji cruising around, blasting her own solo songs from Air. That's the kind of main character energy we love to see. Now let's circle back to her journey for a moment. Yeji trained for only about 2 years before debuting in ITZY, which is actually pretty short compared to a lot of idols. But in that time, she mastered enough skills to lead one of the most successful 4th-gen girl groups. And that just proves how hardworking she is. She's the type of person who doesn't waste time. She goes all in, and it shows. And honestly, I think that's why so many fans respect her. It's not just about the music or the visuals. It's about her story. The health struggles she overcame as a kid, the challenges she faced as a trainee, the setbacks like being eliminated from the fan, and yet she never gave up. Instead, she used all of that to fuel her fire. And now she's here, about to release her own album. That's inspiring on so many levels. Alright, let's dream for a second. Imagine the stage for Yeji's solo promotions. The lights dim, the opening beat drops, and there she is, center stage, completely owning it. Can you picture the fan chants? The energy? It's going to be insane. And if JYP really goes all out with the concept, this could end up being one of the most memorable solo debuts in 4th-gen history. But here's the thing, guys. I don't just want to talk at you. I want to hear from you too. What kind of concept do you want for Air? Do you want to see Yeji in a more elegant, soft concept where she shows her vocal side? Or are you hoping for a fierce, performance-heavy concept that highlights her dance skills? Maybe a mix of both? Personally, I think it would be epic if she balanced both sides, the softness of her vocals and the power of her dance. That way, we get the full Yeji experience. Also, can we take a moment to appreciate that Yeji's representative color in ITZY is yellow? Bright, energetic, and full of life, kind of like Air itself, right? I don't know if that's intentional, but it's such a cool little detail. And then there's her representative animal, the cat. Honestly, it all ties together so well. Yeji has always had that cat-like vibe, mysterious, sleek, but also playful. And I wouldn't be surprised if those elements show up in her solo album visuals. Now, I know a lot of you are probably wondering how this solo might impact ITZY as a group. And to me, it's only going to make them stronger. When a leader gets the chance to explore their individual artistry, they often come back with even more ideas and energy to pour into the group. So instead of worrying, I think Midzy's should see this as a win-win. We get solo Yeji, and then we get an even more powerful ITZY comeback afterward. And let's be real, Yeji has already given us so much as a leader. It's about time she takes a moment for herself. Leaders often carry the weight of the group, and sometimes they don't get the recognition they deserve because they're so focused on holding everything together. With Air, Yeji gets to shine purely as Yeji, and that makes me so happy for her. So, as we count down to March 10th, 2025, I think this is a moment to celebrate, Not just as fans of Yeji, but as fans of K-pop in general. Because seeing someone who has worked this hard, fought through so much, and led one of the biggest groups of her generation finally get her solo spotlight, it's inspiring. And before we wrap this up, I want to leave you with one final thought. Yeji once performed Like Ooh Ah by Twice in her audition. That was her starting point. And now, years later, she's not just covering songs, she's releasing her own music, her own story, her own identity. That's growth. That's full circle. And I don't know about you, but I can't wait to hear what Air sounds like and how it reflects who Yeji truly is. So now it's over to you. Are you excited for Yeji's solo debut? What kind of sound, visuals, or concept do you want from Air? And do you think this solo era will change how people see her, both as an individual artist and as ITZY's leader? Let's get the comment section buzzing, because I know you guys have some amazing thoughts on this. And that's all for today's Anyang Buzz. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Yeji's journey and her upcoming solo, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and share this video with your fellow Midzys. Until next time, stay buzzing, and let's get ready to breathe in some fresh air with Yeji.